This time of year sees a lot of us getting outside and being more active, whether it's working in your yard or perhaps you have a child involved in a fall sport. Basketball season coming up as well, which can mean a prime time for those dreaded sprained ankles. So it's a good time for us to bring Dr. Bradford Mitchell back on the show. He is with the Center for Sports Medicine. Nice to see you this morning.
Thanks, Julie. You too.
I guess the truth is, if you're walking about anywhere, whether it is on the basketball court or your own backyard, all it takes is one little something and you've twisted that ankle, and it can be a real trick to fix. Is that right?
Right. Yeah, I think one of the things I love about my job is we take care of folks of all ages, really. So, kiddos 5 or so up to patients 105. So, yeah, people of all ages sprain their ankles. We do see kind of an uptick. The indoor sports, basketball, volleyball, are more common sports to roll your ankle in.
Well, there's a difference, isn't there, because often you'll hear athletes say, quote, "I rolled my ankle." And there's a difference in a rolled ankle and a sprained ankle, or are they one and the same?
Oftentimes, when you roll your ankle, it sprains it. I think oftentimes they can mean the same thing. I think where people kind of get tripped up is they assume all sprains are created equal. And so they think, I've done this before. I landed wrong, rolled my ankle, it got swollen, and I was back, whether it's, hiking or playing ball 2, 3, 4 days later. And even folks can kind of get tripped up, and they can go get x-rays somewhere, go to an ER and urgent care and think, okay, I don't have a fracture, so I should be okay in 3 days. When the reality is there are some really mild ankle sprains that we can get folks back doing what they want to do within a week. But they're all different. They're basically 3 grades of ankle sprain, and many more serious grade 2 or grade 3 sprains need a lot more careful attention and kind of guided treatment to make sure we're not making something worse along the way.
So let's bring you then, your particular role there at Center for Sports Medicine, into this conversation, because you deal with the non-operative treatment. But like you're saying, I think sometimes we can think if something requires surgery, it must be more critical, if you will.
Sure.
But if you don't properly tend to that sprain or those multiple sprains, your ankle is weakened for years to come, right?
It can be. Yep. That's part of the risk we run when we don't allow something to fully heal is the body, if we listen to it. And it's not just as simple as if it hurts, don't do it kind of thing. I mean, really having the right walking boot if you need it, and brace, the right anti-inflammatory medicine. For more severe sprains, really having a trained, experienced physical therapist really walk you along the way. And really, the majority of ankle sprains don't end up needing surgery. And that's where I and the other non-operative partners here at Center for Sports Medicine, we're always in clinic. And so we have urgent care availability where if you call our main number, and we can almost always see you that day for an urgent issue, for an injury. And if, God forbid, we realize that this is a bad enough ligament injury where it's not going to heal without surgery, we've got great foot and ankle surgeons that can take care of you if, God forbid, that's the case.
We were watching football over the weekend, and I don't know what game we were watching. They all looked the same to me eventually, but one of the players got hurt. And as they were taking him off the field, I heard the commentator say what's so difficult about that, and the tears you saw on his face, was that it probably meant for him his season was over. So with the sprains, when these kids on the sports teams have these sprains, do many of them try to work through it too quickly in an effort to not end their season?
Yeah, sometimes. And I mean, it's high school and competitive athletes. It's, recreational athletes that are well out of high school that don't want to give up their fall hiking. In general, folks that are pushing through pain or continuing to roll and sprain that over and over again can do more harm than good. And one of the things kind of that announcer was kind of alluding to, whether or not he knew it, is that there are some sprains that are more serious than others, and you can't always tell just by whether or not you think it was a serious twist or turn, or whether or not it hurt badly enough for you to think it justifies seeing. You can't really predict that from day one, to be honest.
Well, let me share with people how they can get in touch with you there at Center for Sports Medicine, because of course you can call and make the appointment. They have 8 or more locations. I lose track. Y'all have so many locations around the viewing area, but then they do also have the walk-in clinic, as you've heard us mention, so that when those things happen, you don't have to wait too long to come in and be seen. Dr. Bradford Mitchell, thank you so much.
Thanks, Julie. My pleasure.
The phone number is 624-2696, online sportmed.com.